Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a super fascinating look into Mark Saltzman's Apple Watch for Dummies 2022 edition. And look, we aren't just talking about a digital timepiece today. No, we are looking at a remarkably powerful, teeny-tiny computer strapped directly to your wrist. If you've ever looked at this little glass square and wondered how to actually unlock its full potential, well, you are in exactly the right place.
But actually, before we get to the basics, I really want you to consider this question. Is your watch a digital doctor? I mean, it sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? We used to buy watches literally just to tell us when we were late for a meeting. But as we pull from Saltzman's insights today, we're going to see how this device has quietly morphed into this incredibly sophisticated medical and biological monitor that just happens to also tell the time.
So here is our promise for today's explainer. We are going to capture the essentials of this book in 8 minutes or less in English. We're going to transform you from feeling, maybe a little totally overwhelmed by this 21st century magic to being completely in control of your wearable computer.
All right, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap. 1. Meet your Apple Watch. 2. Setup and first steps. 3. Mastering the controls. 4. Your wearable digital doctor. And 5. The ultimate workout buddy. Kicking things off with Section 1, Meet Your Apple Watch.
So, the Apple Watch has definitely evolved significantly over the years, but the core experience, it remains incredibly consistent. Whether you have the older Series 3, which, by the way, first brought us GPS and cellular, or the Series 6 with its blood oxygen monitor, or even the larger Series 7, the foundational anatomy is exactly the same. You've got a touchscreen on the front, an array of sensors on the back, and those physical buttons on the side.
Let's move right into Section 2, Setup and First Steps.
You know how connecting a new device usually means hunting through settings for Bluetooth codes? Well, Apple completely gamified this process. When you bring a new watch close to your iPhone, they instantly recognize each other. The watch displays this really cool, swirling, glowing animation, and you simply hold your iPhone's camera over it. The phone literally sees the watch, and boom, they pair instantly. It's honestly a brilliant piece of design.
In fact, the entire setup breaks down into just 4 super simple steps. Step 1. Power it up with that flush side button. Step 2. Open the Black Watch app on your iPhone. Step 3. Hold the watch up to your camera. And Step 4. Just follow the on-screen prompts to set your passcode. Your phone essentially does all the heavy lifting from there.
All right, on to Section 3, Mastering the Controls. Now, because the screen is less than 2 inches wide, treating it exactly like an iPhone means your own finger is going to block whatever you're trying to read. Enter a genius hardware solution, the Digital Crown. This little side dial allows you to scroll through messages, zoom in on maps, and navigate menus, all while keeping that tiny display totally visible.
Of course, you'll still use the touchscreen, but the physical gestures build out a whole new language. The watch is actually smart enough to know the difference between a light tap and a firm press, which is known as force touch. You can even use a 2-finger press to instantly send your actual real-time heartbeat to a loved one. And when the watch wants to talk back to you, it uses haptic feedback. It basically taps you with a slight vibration on the wrist, so you feel an incoming notification without making a single sound.
Okay, let's get into Section 4, your wearable digital doctor. So, most standard fitness bands out there use basic sensors, like an accelerometer to count your steps, which is great. But the Apple Watch, it packs advanced medical-grade sensors. It has a built-in electrocardiogram, or ECG, which physically records the timing and strength of the electrical signals making your heart beat. It also features a pulse oximeter for monitoring your blood oxygen levels. And most incredibly, it analyzes all this data in the background and can alert you to unusually high or low heart rates or even irregular rhythms before you feel a single symptom. It's a real game changer.
But if you're wearing a digital doctor all day, you definitely need to know its limits. While the watch is perfectly fine for sweating or shallow water swimming, it actually even has a crazy feature that plays a specific sound to literally eject water out of its speakers. It is not invincible. You need to avoid high-velocity water, so no scuba diving. And surprisingly enough, you should keep it away from soaps and shampoos in the shower. Those chemicals will actually degrade the acoustic membranes and water seals over time.
Which brings us to Section 5, the ultimate workout buddy.
Honestly, the Apple Watch pretty much replaces a gym's worth of tracking equipment. When you start a specific workout, say an indoor walk versus an outdoor cycle, it actively tailors its sensors to what you're doing. It fires up the GPS to track your outside distance, uses the always-on altimeter to count the stairs you've climbed, and monitors your heart rate for exact intensity.
And all of this funnels right into a 90-day activity trend on your iPhone, giving you real-time data directly on your wrist while you sweat.
Which kind of leaves us with this final, somewhat provocative thought. We started out by asking if a watch could be a doctor, but looking at everything we've uncovered in this explainer, the GPS tracking, the oxygen monitoring, the ECGs, the 90-day biological trends, if a tiny pane of glass on your wrist can capture and interpret all of this in real time, are our bodies themselves becoming entirely new, measurable data ecosystems? We are no longer just guessing about our health anymore. We're monitoring it with the precision of a supercomputer.
It's an absolutely fascinating paradigm shift in how we interact with our own biology. Thank you so much for joining me for this breakdown of the Apple Watch. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.